in a glamorous palace at Nyumbani Kingdom, there lived a prince named Kwame. He was well known for his bright and handsome appearance. The girls who met Kwame were all enchanted by his charm. "Oh, how handsome Prince Kwame is! I wish I could be his wife," they exclaimed. Jumoka, the most wicked witch in the area, was not an exception. She continuously appeared by his side, sweet-talking and trying to lure the prince. "If you agree to be my husband, I will grant you ultimate power that no one can match," she said. "Stay away from me. Don't waste your time. I have no feelings for you," Kwame replied. After being rejected, the witch was extremely angry, but she couldn't harm the prince because she truly loved his handsome face. Near the palace, there lived a girl named Amina. She was the most beautiful girl in the village. Everyone had to be in awe of her beauty. Her husband was Kofi, but he was chronically ill, which made Amina's life filled with worry and anxiety. She found all possible ways to cure him, but Kofi's illness got worse and worse. He grew gradually weaker. In the most desperate moment, not knowing how to save Kofi, the witch, Dio, appeared and offered her a deal. "I will cure your husband immediately, but in return, you must give me your beauty. How about that, beautiful girl?" Although hesitant, Amina reluctantly accepted this deal because it was the only way to save her husband. "Now I agree. Please help my husband. He won't be able to stand it much longer." The witch smiled cunningly and took Amina's beauty away, turning her into an ugly girl. Blemishes appeared on her face, which horrified everyone who looked at her. After obtaining Amina's exquisite beauty, the witch joyfully gave her a magical potion and then quickly left. Amina hurriedly gave the potion to her husband, and to her astonishment, he woke up completely healthy. Overwhelmed by emotion, Amina rushed to hug Kofi. However, to her surprise, Kofi irritatedly pushed her away. "Who are you?" "I'm your wife, Amina." "No, my wife can't be as ugly as you are. Quickly, go away." Amina was astonished. She couldn't believe her ears. "Go away immediately and never appear in front of me." Meanwhile, Dio, after having a new appearance, immediately went to find the prince with the hope that she could be able to seduce him. "Now I have this supreme beauty. Will you marry me?" "Never give up that intention," Kwame responded. Being constantly rejected by the prince, the witch was so angry that she lost control of her power, accidentally injuring him. "Oh no, my handsome face. Luckily, he's still all right." The prince was so frightened that he immediately ran away from the palace. Being exhausted, he fainted by a nearby stream. As for Amina, after being chased away, she had to live temporarily in a cave near the stream. Looking at herself in the water, Amina became even more self-conscious. "With this ugly face, how could Kofi dare to come near me?" Suddenly, from a distance, she saw the handsome Prince Kwame, who was famous throughout the kingdom, drifting along the stream. Without hesitation, she rescued the prince and brought him to her place. She carefully took care of the prince there. Looking at the prince, she remembered her husband Kofi, and it made her heart ache even more. Surprisingly, the prince woke up, and Amina joyfully raised him up. "Why am I here?" he asked. "I saw you drifting in that stream, so I brought you here. Thank you so much for saving me. You are truly a kind-hearted girl." Since his health hadn't fully recovered, the prince had to stay in the cave with Amina until he recovered. After several days of being together, Kwame felt that Amina was an incredibly kind girl. He gradually had feelings for her. Getting to know Amina's story, he felt even more sympathetic and wanted to help her. "Would you like to be by my side? We can be together and take care of each other for the rest of our lives." Amina was surprised by the prince's feelings, but she firmly rejected him as her heart remained loyal to her husband Kofi. "Thank you for your sincerity, but I can never betray my husband." Although he was very sad, the prince wanted the one he loved to be happy, so he thought of a way to help. He took Amina back to the palace, had her dressed up, and had her hair and makeup done, making her look more beautiful than ever. Amina thanked the prince and happily left the palace to find Kofi. Prince Kwame watched her go, feeling sad and silently wishing her happiness. With her beautiful appearance, Amina met Kofi and made him really surprised. "Wow, Amina, my beautiful wife, you're back. I missed you so much," he exclaimed. Suddenly, a heavy rain fell, washing away the makeup on Amina's face. Kofi was really shocked while seeing the blemishes on Amina's face reappear. He changed his expression and scornfully mocked Amina. "Are you trying to deceive me?" "No, it's not what you think," she pleaded. But Kofi refused to listen, continuously ridiculed her, and chased her away once again. She left in sorrow, little knowing that Prince Kwame had been following and observing everything. Seeing her suffer because of Kofi, he was even more hurt. Suddenly, a woman approached the prince. "Huh? It's a pity if that girl had the rainbow flower from the top of Anapa mountain. She wouldn't have been rejected like that." "What are you saying? Explain it clearly," Kwame demanded. "On the faraway peak of Anapa mountain, there is a mysterious rainbow flower. Whoever possesses that flower will become incredibly beautiful, but that flower is not easily picked. Only those with high nobility can touch it," the woman explained. After knowing that, for the one he loved, Kwame immediately set off. The way to Anapa mountain was really challenging and dangerous. The prince had to pass through the hottest area, followed by an icy and bone-chilling path. After reaching the treacherous peak of Anapa mountain, he finally found the rainbow flower. Having obtained the flower, the prince hurriedly returned to give it to Amina. "Why are you here?" she asked. As the prince placed the flower in Amina's hair, a radiant glow emitted from her body, and her beautiful face returned. Amina quickly went back to find Kofi, without noticing the prince now had a blemish on his face just like hers. Amina stood before Kofi, looking breathtakingly beautiful. Strangely, Kofi burst into laughter and turned into the wicked witch. "You are all fools," she sneered. She stole the flower from Amina's hair and placed it in her own. She immediately became beautiful. It turned out the power to steal the beauty of ordinary people only had a temporary effect on the witch. Only the rainbow flower could grant her eternal beauty, and the rainbow flower could only be picked by those with a pure heart. So, she had planned to deceive the prince to take it for her. "Adam, my husband, where is he? What have you done to him?" Amina cried. "Are you still thinking of that worthless man? All he wanted was your beautiful face. A little seduction, and he easily fell into my trap, giving me his face. He probably won't dare to come back with that ugly face anymore. You are so foolish to believe that he truly loved you. True love was right in front of you, but you couldn't see it. You and Kwame are both foolish." At that moment, Amina hurtfully realized it all. Because of her blind and loyal love for Kofi, she hadn't been able to feel the love of Kwame for her. Then the malicious witch used all of her hatred and magic power to finish Amina. Prince Kwame rushed in from nowhere to cover her. "What are you doing? Why protect someone who doesn't love you? I've done everything, but you always rejected me." The witch spat. "A dangerous and cutting person like you will never deserve love. No matter how beautiful your face may become, you're still a wicked person who makes others feel dreadful," Kwame responded. "All right then, you two can love each other in hell," she hissed, then cast a spell to finish them. However, the rainbow flower suddenly darkened. It turned out that the flower contained a magic that only worked on those of pure heart. But for those with evil intentions, it had the opposite effect. Under the power of the flower, the wicked witch completely vanished into dust, to the astonishment of Amina and Kwame. In the end, Amina was deeply moved by Kwame's sincere love. Once again, Kwame proposed to Amina, kneeling down to ask for her hand. "I'm no longer the handsome prince, but I still love you with all my heart. Will you be with me for the rest of our lives?" "Yes, I agree. Sorry and thank you for everything," Amina replied. Meanwhile, in that magical kingdom, there were two close friends named Asha and Zuri. Unlike Asha's shy look, Zuri was a lively lady who loved to read fairy tales and dreamed of becoming a rich princess because she thought her appearance and demeanor deserved to be in lavish and splendid places. However, Zuri would always stand up to anyone who dared to speak badly or touch Asha, who had taken Zuri in when her family had the hardest times. One day, while waiting for Zuri to borrow books from the library, Asha met a young man who was spending his last few coins to buy food for the poor child. Appreciating his heart, Asha offered him some food, but was stopped by Zuri. "Asha, we're poor enough. Don't give away our stuff to any strangers like that." "I'm sorry, then let me give it back." "No, you just take it and go," Asha insisted. "Zuri, it's just 1 or 2 apples. That won't make us rich. Besides, I'm sure if we help people sometimes, they'll help us." "Aren't all the fairy tales you read like that?" Asha reasoned. "All right, consider it a blessing," Zuri conceded. "Speaking of stories, today I found this fairy tale book of ancient magic. It says that if we go to the wishing tree in this village on the night of the meteor shower, all wishes will be fulfilled. And there will be a 100-year meteor shower this weekend. So, let's go there and fulfill our dream of being rich." Even though Asha didn't believe in fairy tales because of her best friend, she nodded in agreement. On that night, no matter what they prayed for, such as gold and silver treasures, large houses, etc., it all didn't come true. They were left in sadness. They suddenly heard an old woman fall nearby, so they rushed to look at the situation. However, Zuri was afraid of her beautiful dress getting dirty, so she showed dissatisfaction and only watched them bandage the wound. Appreciating the hearts of the two of them, the old lady gave them the star bracelet of friendship and turned herself into a star fairy. It turned out that she was the wishing fairy who lived in the wishing tree for thousands of years and waited for the destined people to come here to fulfill their wishes. Having the chance to return to the rich life of the past, Zuri quickly said her wish. "I've been living a poor life too long. Therefore, I wish to have the status worthy of my true identity right now." The fairy turned to Asha. "What's your wish that you're looking so thoughtful?" "I was wondering how long you've been here and given people wishes," Asha replied. The star fairy was startled to hear Asha's question, but answered honestly. "Maybe it's been thousands of years since I was given the mission to grant wishes and not leave the wishing tree for even half a step. I've seen things change and grow freely compared to myself a long time ago. That's so sad. Actually, I have a close friend, a good job, and I also love to help people. But sometimes I also feel tired and need my own space to relax and freely do what I like. So we wish you would be free to do what you want after all that hard work, Asha said. The fairy was amazed by Asha's wish, but still smiled and fulfilled it. When Asha awoke, she became a princess who lived in a splendid castle. But Zuri was trapped in a witch's house with a dark aura all around her. "What's going on? Why am I in this weird place?" Zuri exclaimed. "Don't you wish you had the status you deserve? Therefore, being the bride of the darkest witch is, for me, the best option for you," a voice replied. "That can't be. If it's my wish, I'd be the lady or the princess, and not the bride of the darkest witch," Zuri protested. "Why not? Asha has a kind character, but you have a rocky and ambitious character, very suitable as my wonderful bride. So if our two powers are united by a kiss of love, you will help me escape this place and conquer the kingdom," the dark witch explained. "No, I can't be your wife, and there must be some confusion between my position and Asha's. I have to find Asha and get this straight," Zuri shouted. "You can't go to the castle. The soldiers there will surely drive you out because you have the dark aura of a witch. So be good and stay in the room," the dark witch warned Zuri. Despite being imprisoned in the witch's house, Zuri refused to bow down to the enticements that she should give up Prince Kwame and Asha. Zuri even tried to sneak out at late night. However, as the dark witch said, when the soldiers saw Zuri radiate a dark aura, they definitely did not let her in. At this moment, Asha was also lounging in the palace because she did not know why she was there and had become a princess. Suddenly, she heard Zuri's voice, so she was glad to run out and accidentally stumbled. Fortunately, Prince Tedros, who was visiting from the neighboring country, was there to catch her, much to the astonishment of both Asha and Zuri. "Huh? The prince is the poor man from the other day?" Asha exclaimed. "Yes, because the star fairy sent me a dream. She was grateful for your kindness and made you a princess. I returned to the castle as quickly as I could to meet my benefactor and my future wife," Tedros explained. Despite hearing the prince's explanation, Zuri did not believe the truth. "I was about to intervene in the next conversation," she thought. When Zuri was summoned by the dark witch, she struggled and protested. "Let me go. Why did you arrest me? I tried to get out of here to meet Asha and the prince." But no matter how hard you try, Tedros's heart belongs to Asha. "I am the only one who understands your power potential, always taking care of you and taking you away from these people. If you still want to be a princess, then after the two of us combine our magic, we can rule this kingdom. I will help you live with the throne you want," the witch coaxed. Hearing the sweet words from the witch, combined with the hatred burning in her mind, Zuri was gradually persuaded and let him absorb the rage and selfishness in her for himself. By the time Tedros and Asha got there, Zuri had agreed to give the witch a kiss and helped him gradually regain his sealed magic. It turned out that, worried about Zuri, Asha had begged Tedros to rescue her friend, but when they got there, it was too late. Even though Tedros panicked and attacked, the witch immediately knocked him down and then fired magic to destroy the entire kingdom. Although Asha felt very frightened by the scene in front of her, she saw Zuri was gradually being controlled. So she risked storming into battle with the dark witch. "Sophie is now completely manipulated by me. and has become evil. It won't be long before you can no longer touch or awaken her mind, the witch taunted. No, what Zuri wanted was to be a good, rich princess who helps people like in fairy tales. Besides, she's not the kind of person who does everything she can to destroy people to get what she wants. So even though she's going the wrong way and being manipulated by you, I believe her heart is still on the right track, Asha declared. Hearing Asha's words, the witch was enraged and intended to silence her forever. Zuri awakened from Asha's friendship and tried to shield her best friend from the witch's magic. However, the magic was too strong for common people, and Zuri was slowly disappearing. No, I can't be evil again. Certainly I will punish you all, the witch screamed. But as he rushed towards Zuri and Asha, a bright light emanated from their friendship bracelets and struck him. Tedros also took the opportunity to destroy the witch, causing him to be completely dissolved. Fortunately, it couldn't help Zuri recover from her wounds. I'm sorry, Asha. I thought you loved me and wanted to rule the kingdom with me, but it was all a lie. What he really wants is to just destroy everyone, so I can't let him hurt you. But thanks to you, I understand that a real princess doesn't need a splendid appearance, but a pure heart, willing to ignore mistakes and help everyone. I am willing to sacrifice myself to make up for the mistakes I made to you and to everyone else. Besides, I've just seen a stronger Asha, so I hope you can keep this up without me around, Zuri said. I'm glad to have a friend like you, Asha replied. Then Zuri vanished under the stars before Asha's mourning. Over the years, Asha always tried to fulfill Zuri's wishes with Tedros, and gradually the two also began to get to know each other and decided to marry. That day, while everyone was joyfully celebrating the big day, Zuri suddenly appeared from the starry sky and embraced Asha.